Graphic design for web and print media, designing for the wellness community. Visit ryankelson.com. Hello, fabulous friends and fans. Welcome to this episode of Nadiya Shah Productions. I am your host, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. Stephen Forrest is back! I am so excited. Stephen Forrest is back for season 2 of Nadiya Shah Productions, and I am so grateful that you're here. I am
delighted to be here.
Oh my God, I'm so excited. Well, first of all, I do really want to thank you. Like, it means so much to me that I get to thank you in person, because really, you took a chance on my show, and my show was struggling in the beginning and trying to find its audience. And then I got to interview you, and everything changed after that. Really?
Really? Oh,
Yes.
I brought you some luck.
Yeah,
My Jupiter probably falls
absolutely.
somewhere sensitive in your chart then.
Yeah. It was more than just luck. It was, I mean, you gave me legitimacy, and you just brought so much compassion in that moment and let me know that I could continue doing this, that
so
there was
glad you
something
did.
in me.
Yeah.
And it
'Cause
makes...
You're skillful at it. You're a fine interviewer.
Oh, thank you.
I'm kind of a connoisseur of interviewers. I get interviewed so often, and I really know when somebody is bringing out the real me.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Thank you for that testimony as well. And I don't know, I can never thank you enough. I get emotional sometimes when I think about...
Feel free to cry and
Okay. Yeah, let's not ruin the makeup. I am at a conference right now, and you are a big star here, of course, whenever you go to these events. And I'm running into tons of your students.
Yes.
And they're talking about an apprenticeship program. So what's this about?
Oh, the apprenticeship program. I started it 14 years ago. I began to realize, much to my shock, I was getting older.
It's always shocking, that
Yeah,
moment.
absolutely. I had my progressed sun opposing my Saturn on the midheaven. And Saturn is the elder, I think Dumbledore and Gandalf, you know, and that's my cosmic job description because it's on the midheaven, so a major trigger of that. And there I was, realizing that I had developed a kind of astrology that really seemed to be meaningful to my clients, and written about it, so people were reading my books. But there was a big step between reading the book and really learning how to do what I do. The conferences where you get to speak for an hour and 15 minutes, or the weekend workshop where it's, you know, Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday, it just wasn't enough to really convey the integrated wholeness of evolutionary astrology to my possible students. So that's why I began the program.
So what is it that people learn at the apprenticeship program? Because I know I did a weekend with you, and it changed my understanding of astrology and the chart, and it taught me not only to bring compassion to what I do, greater compassion, but also I learned a lot of techniques, like tons of techniques, and you are known as the evolutionary astrology pioneer. And so what is it? Like, what do people get when they come and learn, like, from you?
Well, I call it an apprenticeship program because people are literally apprenticing to me as if I were the master violin maker or something, and the students are learning how to make violins the way that I do. Against the spectrum of modern astrological practice, what I do is weird and controversial.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Which I really enjoy. I've made the most wonderful enemies. You know?
Really? But I don't understand. Why would it be weird and controversial? Because it talks about past lives and future lives?
Past lives, I don't talk much about future lives, certainly future possibilities.
Possibilities,
Not
yes.
everybody believes in reincarnation, and that's fairly central to the kind of work that I do. It's essentially, my work is rooted in the ancient metaphysical notion that life is meaningful and that we evolve over many, many lifetimes, and we gather experience and learn things the hard way and occasionally the easy way, and astrology can speed up that process. And so it's in the wisdom traditions or the metaphysical traditions, and not all astrologers are comfortable with that. Many come from a more existentialist, essentially scientific or academic grounding.
What do you think makes a great astrologer?
At one level, I would say you can just get as technical as you want to be, as long as it's not eclipsing your heart. but it's the heart or the intuition, to be less romantic about it, that does the integrative work. Like I'm at this conference, and sometimes someone will come up to me and they'll say, I'm a Sagittarius and my moon's in Gemini, and okay, I'm tracking that, and transiting Vesta is on the midpoint of my vertex and my Ceres, and my Mercury is in a bisectile aspect to my Venus, and my Venus is opposite Neptune, and I just get glassy-eyed. I could track the first couple of statements and stay connected, but I couldn't stay connected beyond that. Every astrologer, even if you're as smart as Rob Hand, who's probably the smartest person in the world, we've all got our limits about how much data we can hold in our head before the energy that needs to be there in the heart is getting deflected into our overworked head, and then the integrative, holistic processes that make you a great astrologer don't happen. So the balance of intellect and intuitive heart kind of processes is very much at the essence of what makes an excellent astrologer. If we love people genuinely, if it's more than just an abstraction, it means that we believe in their capacity to turn everything challenging into wisdom and understanding and a better life. And you've got to hold that belief really firmly. Keep an eye on the devil, an eye on the shadow. We've all shot ourselves in the foot and done stupid things, and you can see that in the chart too, and warn people, but all the while honoring their capacity to do better than that. And that's love in action. Mm-hmm. And I think people sense that about my work, that I'm not going to paint them into a corner in which they're doomed or condemned. That I fervently believe, and I can prove just from experience, that there's no configuration that a person cannot transmute into something wonderful. I annoy a lot of astrologers with the following remark. I would love to declare a 10-year moratorium on the use of the word fate. If we could just forget about fate. I think fate is a bogus concept. Fate, the idea that, at least fate that we can see in the chart, that we can look in the chart and make a prediction, this will happen, you will never have children, you'll always be lonely, or you'll be rich and famous, And it just doesn't work well, People can screw up the most wonderful things and do well with the most dreadful ones, and consciousness interacts with the archetypal fields of astrology, and that produces the reality that we experience. So I think there is no fate.
Beautiful. I remember you were saying that before as well, that fate it's one of those things that maybe we as humanity have evolved beyond.
I think so.
Or maybe we need to redefine fate as the most loving vision of ourselves that we can achieve.
Yeah, I prefer the word destiny there. I guess the two words technically are fairly similar in meaning, but the word destiny has a more uplifting kind of feeling to it, and I think we can rise to our destinies and thereby avoid our fates. That's how I would use those two words.
Excellent. Thank you so much for embodying the absolute best that astrology can be. I know it's changed many lives. It's changed my life as well. And I just feel so, grateful. I feel grateful that you are here. And I'm grateful for you too for being here to celebrate Stephen Forrest with me. If you get a chance to learn from Stephen, beg, borrow, or steal, go learn from Stephen in person. I can tell you it will change your life and it will change your practice. Until we connect again, take care. Astrology's biggest stars are right here. Nadiya Shah Productions, new episodes every Thursday.